pleasant good afternoon to you, and welcome to Franklin College's Barron's Field on a chilly Friday afternoon for today's doubleheader featuring the Olivet Comets taking on the home team on the scoreboard, your Franklin College Grizzlies. My name is Ryan Thomas. I'll have the play-by-play for you for both games here on Grizz TV, brought to you today by the Hubler Automotive Group. Franklin enters today 4-6 on the year. It's been a little while since the Grizzlies have been in action as weather has intervened over the last couple of weeks. Their last two games came right here on this field against the Big Red of Denison University. Denison taking both games. The Grizzlies will look to reverse that trend here this afternoon as they are in search of wins 5 and 6 on the season. They will be taking on an Olivet team that is 0-3, still looking for their first win on the year. Weather has played a bit of a role in altering their schedule as well, so two teams that have been champing at the bit to get back on the field this afternoon. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both teams. First, the visitors from Olivet. Leading off at second base is Summer Smith. Batting second in left field, Brielle Broderick. Batting third and catching is Aaron Brady. A cleanup hitter and playing shortstop today, Meredith Morell. Batting fifth in center field, Jessica Barnes. Batting sixth and playing third base for the Comets, Katie Lenz. Batting seventh and starting in the circle for game one, Malaya Shireman. Batting eighth and playing first base, Lily Perron. And batting ninth in right field, Jordan Hartman. Michaela Hamilton is the head coach of the Comets in her first season. At the helm of the program, Shelby Piper is her assistant. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for game one for your Franklin College Grizzlies. Leading off in center field, junior number 7, Sydney Rodiger. Batting second in left field, sophomore number 11, Annie Klemper. Batting third and doing the catching for game one, junior number 5, Sydney Bostic. Batting fourth at first base, freshman number 20, Genesis Munoz. Batting fifth, the designated player, sophomore number 19, Emily Stribe. Batting sixth at second base, freshman number 12, Molly Wallace. Batting seventh at third base, sophomore number 27, Kennedy Bond. Batting eighth in right field, senior number 17, Addie Seikos. Batting ninth at shortstop, sophomore number 13, Shelby Crockett. And getting the start in the circle today for the Grizzlies, freshman number 10, Stephanie Kleber. Angie Bain is the head coach of the Grizzlies, now in her second season at the helm of the program. Marita Van Dyke and Abby Hickson are the two assistants. That's how the two teams line up. We're going to take a quick step aside while the two coaches meet with the umpires. We will be back in just a little bit with the first pitch. You're watching Grizz Softball on Grizz TV, presented by the Hubler Automotive Group. Teams have been announced, the lineups have been announced, and we're just a few minutes away from the first pitch here at Barron's Field. In the circle for Game 1, making her first Game 1 start of her career, Stephanie Klemper. Klemper, 6 appearances on the year with 3 starts. Only a 1-3 record, but she's got 3 complete games and a team-best 177 earned run average, 29 hits allowed, just 6 earned runs over 23 and 2/3 innings for the freshman hurler. Klemper, not a blow-you-away pitcher, just 12 strikeouts during her time in the circle this year, but only 9 walks as well, so able to keep the batters honest, keeps them putting the ball in play and letting her defense do the work. On the infield to start Game 1 from left to right on your screen, it's Kennedy Bond at third, Shelby Crockett at short, Molly Wallace at second, Genesis Munoz handling duties over at first base. No surprise behind the plate, Sydney Bostic, the junior all-conference catcher, will make up the battery along with Klemper. Outfield left to right, Klemper in left, Rodiger in center, Seikos in right. And we're just about ready to go from Barron's Field.
Second base number 4, Summer Smith.
Summer Smith will lead things off for Olivet. Smith, 3 for 9 on the year. 1 home run, 1 RBI for the Comets. As Klemper deals the first pitch, it is low for ball 1, and we're underway. The 1-0 pitch is an off-speed pitch over the outside corner, strike 1. One and one the count to Smith. First batter of the game is Smith, takes a big cut and misses at a high fastball from Klemper. 1-2 the count. Munoz and Bond even with the bags on the corners, as the 1-2 pitch is an off-speed pitch that misses just outside. Count runs even, 2-2. 2-2 pitch is a high fastball fouled back to the backstop. Count stays 2-2. If it looks chilly outside, folks, it is. It's exactly that. Temperatures right around the 45-degree mark with the wind swirling outside. As Klemper lines up the 2-2 is just off the outside part of the plate. Count runs full, 3-2. A swing and a miss for out number 1. Klemper gets the strikeout to open this first contest.
Left fielder, 22, Brady.
That brings number 22, Bree Broderick, up. Broderick 1 for 7 on the year. We've got a meeting between the 2 umpires down the first baseline. Just a quick conference. They will head back to their positions as Broderick gets ready to step in. First pitch is a swinging strike, a big cut from Broderick. Klemper ahead in the count, 0-1. Broderick shows bunt on the 0-1 and tips it foul back past Bostic behind the plate. 0-2 the count to the Olivet left fielder. 1 away here, top half of the first inning. First of 2 games this afternoon at Barron's Field between Franklin and Olivet as Broderick foul tips one. Bostic can't hang on to it. And Broderick stays alive at 0-2. Fastball high and outside. Didn't miss by much, but Broderick able to lay off of it and stay alive in the at-bat. A swing and a miss on a fastball. A little bit high and just on the outside corner of the plate, but that's 2 quick strikeouts for Klemper. And it will bring Aaron Brady to the plate. Brady, 286 hitter, 2 for 7 on the season with a run scored for the Comets. The first pitch is swung on and belted into center field, just out of the reach of a diving Sidney Rodiger, and it gets to the wall. Brady will cruise into second with a double, and the Comets have a runner in scoring position with 2 down in the frame. Shortstop number 15, Meredith Morrell, stands in. She's 1 for 6 on the Comets season, 2 runs scored, and a double of her own, 2 RBIs for Meredith Morrell. First pitch from Klemper swung on and hit in the air to right field. Seco settles under it and puts it away for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Still no score at Barron's Field. You are watching Franklin College Softball on Grizz TV, presented by the Hubler Automotive Group. Back for the bottom of the first inning, and taking the circle for Olivet this afternoon, Malaya Shireman. Shireman has made 2 starts for the Comets, 1 complete game, 5 innings worth of work, 3 strikeouts, 7 walks on the year. She'll face Franklin's leadoff hitter and putting together a solid early start to her junior season, Sidney Rodiger. Rodiger, 382 average, 3 RBIs, 13 hits and 34 at bats as she takes ball 1 upstairs. The 1-0 pitch is over the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Rodiger looked like she was taking all the way, and the count runs even. 1-1 pitch bounces in front of home plate. For ball 2, Rodiger back ahead in the count. And Rodiger now ahead in the count, 3-1 as that pitch from Shireman misses high and outside. And the 3-1 pitch misses high for ball 4, so the Grizzlies have the leadoff runner on. And that will bring left fielder Annie Klemper up. Klemper 364 on the season, 5 RBIs, 12 hits, and 33 at-bats. Rodiger over on first. Not much of a threat to run, just 1 stolen base on the year, only 9 for her career, spending most of the time at the top of the lineup as the first pitch is cut on and missed by Klemper. She falls behind 0-1. The 0-1 pitch she takes for strike 2. And just like that, Shireman ahead in the count, 0-2 to the Grizzlies left fielder. A swing and a miss. Klemper down on strikes on 3 pitches. So 1 away here, bottom of the first inning, and it will bring the Grizzlies' most dangerous hitter to the plate in Sydney Bostic. Bostic 484 average, 15 for 31 on the year. She's got a team leading 9 runs knocked in, 5 doubles, and has walked 4 times. First pitch is a called strike. The throw down is into center field. Credit Rodiger with a stolen base on the play. So the Grizzlies have a runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Looks like the umpiring crew getting a ball out of play, so Shireman will get a new one and get ready for the 0-1 pitch to Sydney Bostic. The pitch is high and outside. The junior catcher for the Grizzlies evens things up, 1-1 in the count. Rodiger out on second, Bostic up to bat. Let's see if the two can switch places. 1-1 pitch is outside. Bostic now ahead in the count, 2-1. We mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Bostic a first-team all-conference selection as a sophomore and has been notoriously hard to strike out in her career as she ropes a 2-1 pitch into left field, a base hit. Rodiger rounds third. She's going to come in to score. Bostic cruises into second base with an RBI single and an early 1-0 lead for the Grizzlies.
Number 20, Genesis Munoz.
So Genesis Munoz will come to bat. Munoz has appeared in 9 games, 391 average on the season, 9 hits and 23 at-bats. She's knocked in 5. First pitch to Munoz is a called strike over the inside corner with a fastball. Shireman out in front in the count, 0-1. Munoz gets the barrel on the ball, lines it right to the shortstop, and Bostic able to get back to second base, diving to stay out of the double play and keep the inning alive.
Designated player number 19, Emily Strive.
So it'll bring Emily Strive to the plate. Strive, the designated player for the opening game. 286 average on the season. 6 for 21 at the plate. 6 runs batted in. First pitch from Shireman gets away, gets to the backstop. It's going to be a wild pitch that allows Bostic to move up to third. The 1-0 pitch is outside, just missing the corner. 2-0 to sophomore designated player Emily Strive. Shireman able to find the inside corner with an off-speed pitch, and she's back in the count. 2-1 with 2 away here in the bottom of the first inning. 1 run in for the Grizzlies on an RBI single from Sydney Bostic. A nice pitch over the outside corner right at the knees. Shireman back to even in the count at 2-2. The pitch, a swing and a miss for strike 3, and that will do it for the Grizzlies in their first trip to the plate. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base for the Grizzlies. We go to the top of the second. Franklin 1, Olivet 0. You are watching Franklin College Softball on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. Jessica Barnes set to step in as the leadoff hitter in the top of the second for Olivet. 1-0 Franklin out to an early lead on an RBI single as Barnes takes the first pitch she sees and smacks it back up the middle for a leadoff single. Second hit of the afternoon for the Comets. And it will bring third baseman Katie Lenz to the plate. Lenz 1 for 6 on the season with 1 run knocked in for the Comets. Munoz just in front of the bag at first base. Bond even with the bag over at third. Shelby Crockett up the middle at double play. Depth as Lenz takes strike 1 right down the middle. Second pitch is just off the outside corner of the plate. Count runs even at 1-1 to the Comets' number 6 hitter and third baseman Katie Lenz. A swing and a miss on a pitch that's up at the shoulders. One-two pitch from Klemper is in the dirt, taken for ball 2. No movement over at first base from Barnes. The 2-2 swung on and roped into the gap in left center field, a base hit. It's going to be a double into left center by Katie Lenz, and just like that, the Comets have a threat going with runners on second and third and nobody out here in the inning. It was a perfectly executed hit and run as the Lenz would have lined that right to Shelby Crockett at short, but Crockett was breaking towards second base to cover for the runner and just unable to readjust her momentum and make the play. We have a pinch runner out at third base. Caitlin White taking over for Barnes. So White announced as the pinch runner for Olivet. Big opportunity here for the Comets to not just get back to even, but take the lead on the Grizzlies as Malaya Shireman steps in, the pitcher, looking to help her own cause. Shireman takes a big cut and swings right through it for strike 1. Shireman 2 for 4 with a double in 3 games, splitting her time between the field and the circle as she check swings and fouls that 0-1 pitch back to the screen. 0-2 the count. Klemper can really help herself out if she can get a strikeout here and keep those runners right where they are. The 0-2 pitch. Klemper tried to get her to chase that one off the outside corner. It just missed for ball 1. 1-2 the count. The pitcher versus pitcher matchup. We don't see it very often. Olivet choosing to go without the designated player here in game 1 as Klemper misses just off the outside corner of the plate for ball 2. She's not missing by much, but she is missing by just enough. Shireman swings and fouls that one back to the screen. We'll do it again. 2-2 the count. Nobody out here in the top half of the second inning. Olivet runners at second and third, courtesy of a leadoff single and a double from Katie Lenz. Klemper gets the swinging strikeout with an off-speed pitch. Perfectly executed. That one was in the opposite batter's box. She was able to get Shireman to chase for out number 1. Lily Perron steps in. Perron hitless in 3 at bats. As she takes strike 1 from Klemper over the inside corner. The 1-0 pitch is outside for ball 1. Count runs even with 1 down, a 1-1 count to the Olivet first baseman. Perron squares the bunt and fouls it back. good idea is she kind of caught both the Grizzly corner infielders right at even with the bag. It would have been a tough play on the squeeze, but instead it's a 1-2 count. One-two pitches just outside for ball two. Kleber deals a called strike three over the inside corner for out number two. A really big pitch from Stephanie Kleber. She's got 4 strikeouts already for the Grizzlies in the first inning and 2/3. And now Jordan Hartman, the 9-hitter and right fielder for Olivet, stands in and takes a called strike. Hartman hitless in 5 at-bats over 3 games for the Comets, susceptible to the strikeout as well, as she's got punch-outs in 4 of her 5 trips to the plate. 0-1 pitch misses outside for ball 1, the count even at 1-1. Runners on second and third. They got there with no outs in the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts from Stephanie Kleber has got her on the verge of getting out of a jam as she misses low with the 1-1 pitch. 2-1 the count to Hartman. 2-1 pitch misses outside, ball 3. It's like Kleber's trying to nibble that outside corner a little bit too much, and she missed that one into the opposite batter's box. A swing and a miss, a 3-1 pitch that she decided to challenge Hartman with, and got the swinging strike. So a full count with 2 outs here in the top half of the second inning. A swing and a ground ball to short. Crockett fields it, slings it across the diamond to Munoz for out number 3. And a big escape of a jam for Stephanie Kleber. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Still 1-0 your score, Franklin with the lead. You are watching Grizz TV, presented by the Hubler Automotive Group. Second baseman Molly Wallace stands in to lead off the top half or the bottom of the second inning for Franklin. Let's see if the Grizzlies can help out pitcher Stephanie Kleber, who battled out of a second and third with no outs jam to keep Olivet scoreless in the second, as Wallace rips that one into center field. That one's going to get over the head of the center fielder. Wallace is going to cruise into second with a leadoff double, giving her a team-high 6 two-baggers on the year.
Third baseman, number 27, Kennedy Bond.
Kennedy Bond stepping in for the Grizzlies in the 7-hole. Bond getting her second start of the year at third base. 2 for 6 on the season. She's got a double of her own. Let's see if she can make the most of her opportunities and get this run in. The Pitch from Shireman is high and outside for ball one. Wallace out to a big lead at second after the pitch. Something to keep an eye on there for Brady behind the plate for Olivet. Pitch from Shireman is right down the middle taken for called strike one. 1-1 the count, no outs here. Runner on second here in the bottom of the second inning. Bond swings and taps that one in front of the plate. It's going to get the runner over to third. But the play goes 2-3 for out number one. Nice job by Bond getting the runner over with, you can call it a swinging bunt if you'd like. But either way, Franklin's got Wallace on third with one down, and Addy Seacos stepping in for the Grizzlies. Seacos, a .250 hitter on the year. 1 double, 1 RBI. Let's see if she can bring in the Grizzlies' second run of the day. She swings and smokes the first pitch down to third base. Lenz took a look at Wallace, who had a huge lead off the bag, but she elects to go to first for the ground out and an RBI for Addy Seacos. Now 2-0 Franklin. Nobody on, 2 down here in the bottom of the second.
Shelby Crockett.
So Shelby Crockett will step in for the Grizzlies. Crockett has knocked in 1 run. She's got 5 hits, 1 double in the early part of the season. As she takes the first pitch down the middle for a called strike one. 0-1 the count, 2 away here in the bottom half of the second. Shireman the pitch. Crockett gets that one off the handle, grounds it over to short, and that ball is thrown over the head of the first baseman. It's going to go down as a throwing error on Morrell at short, and that keeps the inning alive. Back to the top of the Franklin lineup for Sydney Rodiger. Rodiger walked in her first at bat. Let's see if the Grizzlies can turn that mistake into some runs. Crockett over on first, has not attempted a stolen base yet this year, as the first pitch is high and inside, taken for ball one. Rodiger smokes that one back up the middle. That one got Shireman on the shin, and Rodiger is going to be safe at first. That ball hit awfully hard. It got Shireman right in it looked like it right on the left leg as she walks around the circle trying to walk off the pane. So it looks like there's going to be a few changes to the Olivet lineup. We're going to take a quick step aside while the Olivet coaching staff and the umpires get this worked out. We'll be right back. You are watching Franklin College Softball on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. So a couple of changes to the Olivet lineup as Shireman walked off the field with a smile, but her game one is over as the new pitcher, Jessica Barnes, gets Annie Klemper to ground out on the first pitch she sees for out number 3. 1 run, 2 hits, one error, 2 left on base for the Grizzlies. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. Franklin leads Olivet 2-0. You're watching Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. Back for the top half of the 3rd inning, Summer Smith in a 1-2 hole against Stephanie Kleber to lead off the Olivet 3rd. Make it 2-2 as that pitch misses just off the outside corner. Smith swings and belts one into deep center field. That one gets over the head of a diving Rodiger in center. Smith will coast into second base. She's got a leadoff double. 4th hit of the game for Olivet.
Center fielder, number 22, Brady.
Just like last inning, the Comets with a double with nobody out in the inning. They are already threatening as Bree Broderick steps in. Broderick 0 for 1 with a strikeout in her first trip to the plate. First pitch from Kleber is a bunt. That one goes 1-4 on the sacrifice for out number 1. Smith moving up a bag. Erin Brady stepping in. She's got 1 hit in her first trip to the plate as she swings at the first pitch and sends it into left field. Klemper closes the glove on it, but that's going to get a run in. Sacrifice fly to left field, and Olivet is on the board now, 2-1, with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. First pitch from Stephanie Kleber to the shortstop Morrell is fouled off. Morrell 0 for 1 in the afternoon. Kleber has the sign and the pitch. High for ball one. Ball two, that one a fastball just off the outside corner. And now Morrell ahead in the count. Swung on, popped up over to short. Bond closes a glove on it for out number 3 and the end of the third inning. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, none left for the Comets. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Franklin leads Olivet 2-1. You are watching Franklin College Softball on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group.
Catcher number 5, Sydney Bostic.
Back for the bottom of the fifth inning, bottom of the third inning, and if you heard our PA announcer Brandon Barger just now, he's right. Sydney Bostic stands in for her second at-bat of the game. Bostic, with an RBI single in her first trip to the plate, takes ball one upstairs, and she gets ahead in the count earlier. We alluded to it in her first trip to the plate. Bostic notoriously hard to strike out this year, as she takes strike one down the middle to even things up at 1-1. Throughout her career spanning 163 total at-bats, Bostic only striking out 5 times as she ropes another single through the left side. Bostic 2 for 2 in game 1, and the Grizzlies have a leadoff runner on for the second time today. That'll bring Genesis Munoz to the plate. Munoz 0 for 1 in search of her first hit of the afternoon. First pitch from Munoz is taken down low for ball one. We've seen a lot of Grizzlies so far get ahead early in counts. And so far it's paid off to the tune of a 2-1 lead and 4 hits on the scoreboard. 1-0 pitch is taken for a called strike. Jessica Barnes finding the zone with a fastball over the inner edge. Off-speed pitch taken high for ball 2. Munoz back ahead in the count. 2-1. Bostic over on first base. She's got 1 stolen base to her credit on the year. Munoz drills a 2-1 fastball through the gap on the on the left side of the infield. And just like that, the Grizzlies have got the first 2 runners, or the first 2 on, nobody out. And Emily Strebe set to stand in. But it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner as head coach Angie Bain steps out of the dugout and calls on number 1, sophomore Rianne Brinker, to take Munoz's spot over at first base.
Pitch right for your Grizzlies, number 1, Rhiann Brinker.
Brinker used primarily as a pinch runner this year. She's scored a couple of runs, has participated in 6 games. Also with 1 stolen base on the year, so a little bit of speed
Designated player, number 19,
on the bags for the
Emily
Grizzlies.
Stride.
Bostic runs well, and she's got Brinker behind her. First pitch, Strebe taps that one back to the mound. It goes 1-5 on the fielder's choice. Not enough there to get Strebe at first base. So 1 away, runners on first and second, and it will bring Molly Wallace to the plate. Wallace 1 for 1 with a double that led off the second inning for Franklin. She'd eventually come around and score. First pitch taken high and outside for ball 1. Wallace swings and pops that one up into shallow center field. A long run for Broderick, who's able to camp out underneath it for out number 2. No advance from the runners on the bases. Except now the inning is over, and we're going to try and figure out how the inning came to an end. But we go to the top half of the 4th inning. Franklin leads Olivet 2-1. You're watching Grizz TV, presented by the Hubler Automotive Group. Back for the top of the 4th and a little bit of a chaotic end to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The ball got thrown back into the infield, and Rhiann Brinker got caught leaning off of second base, was tagged out for out number 3. So we apologize for any confusion on our end. Jessica Barnes steps in, now the pitcher. She started out the game in center field, takes low for ball 1 from Stephanie Kleber. Barnes 1 for 1 in the ball game. Now ahead in the count 2-0 as that pitch misses low and away. Pitch hit back to the back to the circle. Kleber gets a glove on it. Crockett picks it up, fires it over to Munoz for out number 1. 1-6-3 on the putout. And that will bring Lenz to the plate with nobody out, or with 1 down here in the top half of the 4th inning. Lenz with a double in her first trip to the plate was unable to score as she takes strike 1 from Kleber over the outside corner. Kleber gets Lenz to reach for one and poke it right back to the circle. Kleber up with it over to first for 2 quick outs here in the 4th.
Number 9.
So stepping in for her first at bat of the game is number 9, Emily Keeler. Keeler making her first plate appearances of the year, cuts through the first pitch for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch from Kleber is an off-speed pitch over the outside corner. Kleber ahead in the count, 0-2, with 2 down here in the top half of the 4th. 0-2 pitch misses just outside for ball 1. And a swing and a miss on the 1-2 pitch for strikeout number 5 in the game for Stephanie Kleber. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Franklin leads Olivet 2-1. You are watching Franklin College Softball on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. Back for the bottom of the 4th inning, and we've got a defensive substitution in the field as Amber Trudeau takes over at first base. And she sees action on the very first pitch of the inning as Kennedy Bond rips one past her into right field. Score that a hit for Bond, her first of the game. And the Grizzlies have a runner aboard with nobody out.
Right fielder, number 17, Addie Seacos.
Addie Seacos steps in. She's 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly, and what now stands as the go-ahead run in this first game. Seacos squares the bunt, pulls back on the pitch that misses high for ball 1. Seacos squares the bunt on the 1-0 pitch. That one taken high for ball 2. Kennedy Bond over at first base. Seacos squares again, takes high for ball 3. The 3-0 pitch from Seacos taken right down the middle for strike 1. Let's see if she's given the green light to swing away or call for the sacrifice bunt is still on. Seacos squares and takes ball 4 high, so 2 runners to the plate, 2 runners on base here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Franklin with a little something going here as Shelby Crockett gets set to stand in. Crockett 0 for 1 with a ground out in her first trip to the plate. Bond at second, Seacos at first. First walk of the game issued by Jessica Barnes in the circle as Crockett squares and misses for not a called strike, technically a swinging strike, and an 0-1 count to the Franklin College shortstop Shelby Crockett. Crockett gets down a perfect bunt, but it's going to go down as a fielder's choice as Lenz turns around, fires it to third base to get the lead runner. So score that a fielder's choice on the sacrifice bunt and a 5-6 on the putout for those of you keeping score at home. And we go back to the top of the Franklin lineup and Sydney Rodiger. One away and a 1-0 count to Sydney Rodiger. Rodiger squared a bunt on the first pitch she saw. She takes ball too high. So a 2-0 count to the Franklin College leadoff hitter and center fielder Sydney Rodiger. 1 for 1 with a walk drawn, reaching in both trips to the plate. Pitch, Rodiger swings and pops that one up in foul territory. Lenz underneath it, can't come up with it, as the wind no doubt played a factor in pushing that ball away from Lenz's glove. So 2-1 the count to Sydney Rodiger, with one away here in the bottom of the fourth. Both Lenz and Trudeau playing in front of the bags at the corners. And the pitch from Barnes. Rodiger squares the bunt and just taps it foul for strike two. Two pitch taken high and outside by Rodiger. Count runs full. So now you've got some options here with the Grizzlies. We'll see if we can get some runners up and going on the pitch. Rodiger, a good contact hitter. The pitch, a swing and a miss as Rodiger down on strikes for out number two.
Left fielder, number 11, Annie Klemper.
So Annie Klemper will step in to take her crack at it. Klemper 0 for 2 with a strikeout here in the first game as the first pitch is outside off the corner for ball one. Seacos the runner at second, Crockett over at first. And the pitch, a swing, and Klemper taps that one through the right side for a base hit. Seacos rounds third, she'll score easy. Crockett heads over to second, from second to third. And an insurance run in for the Grizzlies as Annie Klemper knocks in her 6th run of the year.
Catcher, number 5, Sydney Bostic.
So now the Grizzlies' most dangerous hitter stands in. Sydney Bostic, 2 for 2 in this game with an RBI single. No home runs yet in her career, but she can do some serious damage with one swing of the bat, and the wind howling out here at Barron's Field. First pitch to Bostic is down low. Klemper bluffs, heading down to second to take that bag. 1-0 the count. Pitch is in the dirt. Nice stop behind the plate by Brady to keep that one in front of her and keep Shelby Crockett down at third base. 2 away, bottom of the 4th inning. 2-0 the count to Franklin's number 3 hitter, Sydney Bostic. And she takes ball 3. Bostic off to a great start this year. One of the team's best contact hitters, along with one of the team's best power hitters. Wonder if she's going to have a green light on 3-0. She elects to take strike 1 right down the middle. Still in a great hitters count, 3-1 with 2 away in the inning. The 3-1 pitch is over the inside corner for strike 2, and a little bit of gamesmanship on the bases as Brady elected to throw down to second, where Klemper bluffed taking second base and Crockett leaned off of third, but no movement from either runner and a full count coming. Bostic swings and fouls that one down the left field line. Barnes gets a new ball, and she's got the sign from her bench. The payoff pitch coming to Bostic. A swing and a foul ball down the left field line that nearly took Shelby Crockett's feet off. Crockett with some swift maneuvering over there to stay out of the way. We will do the 3-2 pitch again. Crockett down on third, Annie Klemper at first base. 1 run in the inning here for the Grizzlies. And if Bostic can find a gap in the outfield, that lead could grow by a pair. Bostic swings and gets that one into the right center field gap for a base hit. Just out of the outstretched arms of Smith at second base. That's her second RBI single of the day, and another run in for the Grizzlies. It's 4-1 with 2 outs here in the 4th, and Genesis Munoz set to step in.
Genesis Munoz.
Munoz 1 for 2. She had a single in her last at bat, with which what we're going to unofficially guess is the hardest hit ball of this first game. Pitch, Munoz smokes that one through the left side, a base hit. Klemper's in from third, Bostic moves up to second. Back-to-back RBIs, back-to-back-to-back RBI singles from the Grizzlies has it a 5-1 game here in the bottom of the 4th. Looks like there's going to be a few changes following that base knock from Munoz. We're going to have a switch at the designated player spot. Raven McLaren will grab a bat and stand in with 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. McLaren, a freshman infielder, just 2 plate appearances to her name in her young career. Still in search of her first hit. She has reached base once. First pitch, McLaren takes a ball inside. McLaren, a product out of Indianapolis and Lawrence North High School. The pitch. That's a pitch is taken high for ball 2, so McLaren already in the driver's seat as a hitter with a 2-0 count. 2 down, bottom of the 4th inning, 3 runs already in for the Grizzlies. 2-0 pitch is taken on the inside part of the plate. McLaren able to hold off on the check swing, and she's working with a 3-0 count. And a 4-pitch walk issued to Raven McLaren. Bags full of Grizzlies, 2 outs in the inning, and Molly Wallace set to step in.
Second baseman, number 12, Molly Wallace.
Wallace still in search of her first career home run, the Fort Wayne, Indiana product. Has the team lead with 6 doubles, so she knows how to find a gap in the outfield. She swings in, smokes the first pitch to short. Morrell can't get a handle on it. That one is going to bring in another run. I believe the official score is going to give that as an error to Morrell. So 6-1 the score, Franklin with the lead, as Kennedy Bond gets set to come to the plate. Brief conference in the circle has come to a close, and we're going to get back at it here with Kennedy Bond set to step in with the bags full and 2 down. Already 3 runs in the inning in for the Grizzlies. Bond swings and punches the first pitch down to first base, where Trudeau scoops it up and fires over to Smith, covering at the bag for out number 3.
In 4, our scores Franklin 6, Olivet 1.
The Grizzlies get 4 in the inning, and extend their lead out to 6-1. We will be back with the top of the 5th inning. You are watching Franklin College Softball on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. Amber Trudeau stands in to lead off the top of the 5th inning for Olivet. First pitch from Kleber is inside for ball 1. Trudeau making her first plate appearance of the season. The 1-0 pitch is over the outside corner for a called strike one. Count even at 1-1. 1-1 pitch is fouled back to the screen. Luckily the screen's there. That one would have been headed right for the window here in front of us. 1-2 from Klemper is outside for ball 2. Klemper misses outside for ball 3, and the count runs full to the Comets' leadoff hitter here in the 5th. A swing and a miss from Trudeau for strike 3, and punch out number 6 in the game for Stephanie Klemper. That is a new career high.
Hartman.
Klemper's previous high for strikeouts in a game, 4 coming into this one. That's setting her last trip to the circle against Denison as she misses high for ball 1 to Jordan Hartman. The 1-0 pitch outside off the corner, 2-0 to the Olivet right fielder and number 9 hitter. Hartman gets a bat on it. It gets past a diving Munoz, but Molly Wallace right behind her to scoop that ball up. She beats Hartman to the bag. And just like that, 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th inning. Summer Smith stands in for her 3rd plate appearance. Smith 1 for 2 on the day as she takes a first pitch ball outside. The 1-0 pitch from Klemper misses down low for ball 2. A swing and a miss, a big cut from Smith on that 2-0 pitch. The 2-1 pitch to Smith misses low, now 3-1. Pitch, Smith pops it up. Munoz settles under it and squeezes the glove for out number 3. 1-2-3 go the Comets in the 5th. We go to the bottom of the inning with Franklin leading Olivet 6-1. You are watching Franklin College Softball on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. inning, and Addie Seacos stands in for the Grizzlies. Seacos 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly and a run knocked in. She drew a walk and scored as part of the Grizzlies' 4-run fourth inning. She swings and swats that one foul down the left field line. 0-1 the count. The 0-1 pitch is just a little bit high from Barnes. It gets to the backstop, and the count evens up at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch to Seacos is low and outside for ball 2. Seacos swats the 2-1 pitch foul down the left field line, just missing the third base bag. Seacos not a slap hitter, but it looks like she's trying to push that ball to the left side of the infield. The 2-2 just outside for ball 3. Nice eye from Seacos to lay off that pitch, and the count runs full to the Franklin College senior right fielder. Pitch punched just foul down the left field line. That one nearly snuck in right inside the third base bag, but just foul. And Seacos takes ball 4 on a pitch in the dirt. Back-to-back walks drawn by Seacos. And we're going to have a pinch hitter for the Grizzlies as Katie Moore grabs a bat and comes off the bench. Moore making her second career plate appearance, pinch hitting for Shelby Crockett in the 9-hole.
Pitch hitting, number 15, Kate Moore.
Moore, a freshman infielder, right-handed hitter from Greenwood, Indiana, and Center Grove High School, takes a called strike on the first pitch. Barnes ahead, 0-1 in the count. Pitch, Moore holds off on swinging and takes that one inside for ball 1. Moore swings and drives that one into right field, a base hit. Seacos is going to round second and head for third. First career hit for Katie Moore, and the Grizzlies have runners at the corners with nobody out here in the 5th. Got another pinch hitter for Franklin as Shelby Crockett re-enters to run in place of Katie Moore. Ariana Wagner has a bat in her hand, number 16, a freshman utility player. Wagner making her second career plate appearance. The Indianapolis product and Warren Central
Number 16, Maria Wagner.
product will get her orders and stand in. Runners at the corners, nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The first pitch to Wagner is inside for ball 1. That one just missed her front elbow. Wagner listed as a switch hitter, choosing to hit right-handed against the right-handed pitcher in Barnes. She swings and misses at an off-speed pitch. The count runs even at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is a called strike. Shelby Crockett swipes second on the play, so the Grizzlies will be able to stay out of a double play. Wagner puts this one in play. And a called strike 3 over the outside corner. Wagner retired for out number 1.
Left fielder, number 11, Klemper.
Klemper stands in for the Grizzlies. Klemper 1 for 3. She had an RBI single in her last trip to the plate. First pitch is high for ball 1. Pitch is low and outside for ball 2. Seacos the runner at third, Crockett the runner at second. One down here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Klemper swings and lines that one back up the middle, a base hit. 2 runs are going to score on the play. Annie Klemper with 3 RBIs in the game. And the Grizzlies lead 8-1.
Catcher, number 5, Bostic.
Sydney Bostic stands in. She's 3 for 3 with 2 runs knocked in the game. One down here in the 5th. One more run for the Grizzlies will spell the end of this game, and if that happens in this half of the inning. Bostic takes a 1-0 pitch down the middle for strike 1. Count runs even at 1-1. Bostic swings and drives that one into deep left field. Back at the wall. It's off the top of the fence. Bostic just a few feet away from her first career home run. She will settle for a 1-out double. Klemper holds at third, and the Grizzlies have 2 runners in scoring position with 1 down in the 5th.
First baseman, number 20, Genesis Munoz.
Genesis Munoz will stand in. Munoz 2 for 3 with an RBI. She takes the first pitch high and inside for ball 1. Munoz swings and ropes that one into left field, a base hit. Klemper will score. Bostic crosses home as well, but that will bring game one to a close. Third hit of the afternoon for Munoz, and that is going to do it for this one. Franklin takes the opener by a 10-1 count in 5 innings. Grizzlies finish the opener 10 runs on 13 hits, no errors. Olivet 1 run on 4 hits with a couple of errors. Stephanie Kleber earns her second win of the season with her 4th complete game, scattering 4 hits, 1 earned run, and a career-high 6 strikeouts over 72 pitches. 3 hits each in the game for Genesis Munoz and Annie Klemper. The bulk of the damage done by the Grizzlies right there in the 2, 3, 4 spots in the lineup. Klemper with 3 RBIs, Bostic with 2 runs knocked in and 4 hits, and Genesis Munoz 3 for 4 with 3 RBI. Game 2 of today's doubleheader will get started here in about a half an hour. We're going to take a step aside. We'll come back in a little bit with full stats from Game 1 and the play-by-play action for Game 2. Once again, Franklin takes the opener 10-1. You are watching Franklin College Softball on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. welcome back for the start of Game 2 between Franklin and Olivet here on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. Here are the starting lineups for game number 2. Not a lot of changes for Olivet to theirs. Leading off at third base, number 4, Summer Smith. Batting second in center field, number 22, Bree Broderick. Batting third at second base, number 8, Aaron Brady. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 33, Jessica Barnes. Batting fifth at designated player, number 15, Meredith Morrell. Batting sixth in pitching, number 11, Katie Lenz. Batting seventh in left field, number 13, Amber Trudeau. Batting eighth at first base, number 3, Lily Perron. Batting ninth and catching, number 0, Elena McCormick. And playing in right field for Olivet, number 12, Jordan Hartman. And starting 9 for the Grizzlies, leading off, center fielder number 7, Sydney Rodiger. Batting second in right field, number 11, Annie Klemper. Batting third in left field, number 5, Sydney Bostic. Batting fourth and doing the catching today, number 20, Genesis Munoz. Batting fifth, the designated player, number 0, Micaiah Thomas. Batting sixth at second base, number 12, Molly Wallace. Batting seventh at first base, number 6, Michaela Plymale. Batting eighth at third base, number 27, Kennedy Bond. Batting ninth at shortstop, number 13, Shelby Crockett. And making her first career start in the circle for the Grizzlies, number 28, Savannah Shady. The first pitch of the game from Shady is lined into foul territory that Michaela Plymale reaches out and swipes with the glove. 1 pitch, 1 out. Taking a look at Shady, like we said, first career start for the freshman lefty. She's made 2 appearances this year, logged 4 innings. Has 2 strikeouts, 3 walks as the first pitch of the at-bat to Broderick is taken high and inside for ball 1. Broderick already ahead in the count, 2-0 against Shady. Now 3-0 as a freshman southpaw from Plainfield, Indiana, looks to battle back from this early 3-0 hole in the count. And that's ball 4 as Broderick takes a 4-pitch walk.
Second baseman, number 8, Aaron Brady.
Aaron Brady will step in, this time playing second base after doing the catching in game 1. First pitch is high for ball 1. The conditions out on the field, well, I think the nice way to call them would be damp. There's been rain slightly falling throughout the bulk of the afternoon. The game times for this doubleheader moved up originally so the 2 teams could avoid the rain. Sometimes even the best laid plans don't work out that way, as Mother Nature has had other ideas this afternoon. So we'll see how the wet conditions affect both sides throughout game 2. Pitch is high and inside, and the throwdown from Munoz goes 2-6 on the caught stealing as Broderick is cut down on the base paths. pitches high, and so far Shady having trouble locating, leaving the last several pitches up in the strike zone. 3-0 pitch is fouled back by Brady. A second walk issued by Shady as Brady walks on 5 pitches.
Jessica Barnes.
First pitch is a ball. 1-0 the count. Called strike from Shady on a fastball right down the pipe. 1-1 the count, 2 away here, top half of the first inning. Jessica Barnes, the batter, in. She fouls that one off her hands back to the screen. One and 2 the count, 2 away, runner on first base for the Comets as the pitch from Shady is high for ball 2. Two pitches high and inside, and the count runs full. Shady's pitch to Barnes fouled off, an off-speed pitch that Barnes was looking to poke to the right side of the infield. Payoff pitch from Shady is over the outside corner for a called strike 3. And that will do it for the Comets in the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the first inning here at Barron's Field. You are watching Franklin College Softball on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. Back for the bottom of the first inning here at Barron's Field. Katie Lenz, the pitcher for Olivet in Game 2. Lenz making her 3rd appearance in the circle this year. 1 start to her name. 9 innings logged with 4 strikeouts to 6 walks for the Comets. She will face the top of the Franklin order that is unchanged from Game 1. Sydney Rodiger will start us off, followed by Annie Klemper and Sydney Bostic. Rodiger 1 for 2 with a run scored in game number 1. She swings at the first pitch she sees and smokes it over to third. But Smith over at the hot corner scoops it up, fires across the diamond for out number 1. So Annie Klemper steps in. She takes the first pitch outside for ball number 1. A big opening game for Klemper. 2 for 4. 2 runs scored, 3 runs knocked in from the number 2 spot. 1-1 the count after that delivery from Lenz hits the outside corner of the plate. Klemper goes up to get that one. It's smoked on the ground to second, and that's going to be a fielding error on Brady at second base.
Left fielder, number 5, Sydney Bostic.
The most dangerous hitter in the Franklin lineup, Sydney Bostic, stands in. Bostic 4 for 4 with 2 runs driven in the first game. Takes the first pitch for a called strike. That one a little up in the zone, but she still chose to lay off of it. Bostic swings at the 0-1 delivery and fouls that one away. To the count to Bostic, 1 away, bottom half of the first inning. Annie Klemper over at first base for the Grizzlies. Bostic hits that one on the ground. It gets by Barnes at shortstop. Both runners are going to advance. And it's going to bring Genesis Munoz to the plate. Munoz, another Grizzly with a big game 1. 3 for 4, 2 runs batted in.
Catcher, number 20.
The first pitch to Genesis Munoz is outside for ball 1. Official scorer ruled that the last at bat by Sydney Bostic a hit. She is a perfect 5 for 5 in the 2 games so far. 2-0 the count to Munoz as she gets ahead of Katie Lenz. Munoz swings and drives that one into center field. Broderick settles underneath it and squeezes the glove on it for out number 2. It's a 2 away for the Grizzlies, and it's going to bring senior Micaiah Thomas up.
Number 0, Micaiah
Thomas making her first plate appearances of the day, a .292 hitter on the season with 7 hits in 24 at-bats. No home runs, 3 runs batted in. First pitch is low and in the dirt, and that Looked like Klemper was thinking about taking third on the play, but she elects to go back to second as nobody was covering. Thomas swings and ropes that one into center field. A base hit. It gets by a diving Broderick and all the way to the wall. Klemper's in to score from second. Bostic motors home from first. And it's 2-0 Grizzlies on a 2-out, 2-run double from Micaiah Thomas. Molly Wallace stands in, looking to add to the damage. Wallace 1 for 3 with a run scored in Game 1. Wallace, the team leader in doubles on the season with 6. She trades places with Micaiah Thomas. She swings and lines that one to short where Barnes reaches up and snags that one for out number 3. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left on base for the Grizzlies in the inning. We go to the second. Franklin leads Olivet 2-0. You are watching Franklin College Softball on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. Top half of the second inning underway. Meredith Morrell stands in for Olivet. Morrell 0 for 2 in game number 1, serving as the designated player for the second half of this contest. The 0-2 from Shady is smacked foul down the right field line. The 0-2 pitch from Shady just off the outside corner for ball 2. Or excuse me, for ball 1. One-two pitch from Morrell is smacked back up the middle for a base hit. First hit of game 2 for Olivet. And the leadoff hitter is on for Katie Lenz. Lenz 1 for 2 in game number 1 while playing the hot corner at third base. She's starting in game number 2. First pitch from Shady is in the dirt and gets to the backstop. That's going to be a wild pitch that allows Morrell to get down to second. again, squares the bunt, gets it down. Shady over to first base, gets it to Michaela Plymale on the sacrifice bunt. Runner moves up from second to third, and that will bring Amber Trudeau to the plate. Trudeau entered game 1 as a defensive substitution, went 0 for 1 in her only trip to the plate. She takes strike 1 from Shady on the outside corner. 0-1 the count, 1 away here in the top half of the second inning. Runner on third for the Comets. Franklin holding a 2-0 lead. Trudeau swings and punches that one into right field. It's hauled in by Annie Klemper in the right field corner, but that allows Morrell to scoot home on the sacrifice fly.
First base, number 3, Lily Parrott.
So the run gets Olivet back within a run at 2-1. First RBI of the year for Amber Trudeau. They'll bring Lily Perron to the plate. Perron 0 for 1 in her only trip to the dish in game number 1. Back at first base for the second straight game as she takes strike 1 from Savannah Shady. Won the count after it's back-to-back balls from Shady, now 2-1 to Lily Perron. Nobody on the base paths for Olivet. 1 run in during the inning. Make it 3-1 as that pitch low and outside from Savannah Shady. The pitch, it's off the handle of the bat, right to a waiting Shelby Crockett, who squeezes the glove on it for out number 3. 1 run, 1 hit. No errors, none left on base. We go to the bottom of the second inning at Barron's Field. Franklin leads Olivet 2-1. You are watching Grizz TV, presented by the Hubler Automotive Group.
First baseman, number 6, Michaela Plymale.
Back at Barron's Field for the start of the bottom of the second inning, and Michaela Plymale will lead things off for the Grizzlies. Plymale, senior first baseman, handling the duties over at first in game 2. She takes a called strike over the inside corner. Plymale has appeared in 6 games so far this year, 2 for 6 at the plate. excuse me, 2 for 8 at the plate with a couple of walks drawn. She smacks that one down to Smith at third base. Smith goes across the diamond for out number 1.
Third baseman, number 27, Kennedy Bond.
Kennedy Bond steps in with 1 away and nobody on for the Grizzlies in the second. Bond getting the call at the hot corner in both games of this doubleheader. Swings and misses at the first pitch from Lenz for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch to Bond is high and outside for ball 2, or for ball 1. Lenz deals and Bond swats that one into foul territory and just over the fence down on the right side of foul territory. 1-2 the count to the Franklin third baseman. Bond takes the 1-2 pitch just off the outside corner. The count runs even, 2-2. Bond strokes a double, or excuse me, strokes that one into the right center field gap. She rounds first, will head into second for a double, which I think was what I was trying to get out of my mouth originally. A 1-out double for Kennedy Bond, and the Grizzlies are in business here in the second. Shelby Crockett set to stand in for the Grizzlies.
Shelby Crockett.
Crockett scored twice in the opening game. The pitch, nice bunt by Crockett as she gets that one down the first base line. A nice play by the Olivet defenders to scoop that up and just get Crockett over at the bag. So 2 away.
Number 7, Sydney Rudiger.
And Sydney Rudiger will stand in. Back to the top of the order for Franklin. First pitch is high for ball 1. Rudiger 0 for 1 in the second game. Second pitch taken low and inside for ball 2. Rudiger gets that one off the handle of the bat over to third, and a wild throw from Smith gets away. It's going to allow 1 run to score and Rudiger to move up into scoring position. Score that, a throwing error on Smith over at third base. Annie Klemper looks to keep the inning going for the Grizzlies. It's the first pitch from Lenz is outside for ball one. All three Franklin runs that have scored so far have been the unearned variety. Lenz yet to be charged with an earned run so far. Pitch is high to Klemper for ball two. 3-1 Franklin with the lead, 2 away here in the bottom half of the second inning, and a 2-0 count to the Grizzlies' number 2 hitter and right fielder, Annie Klemper. Pitch is high and it gets away from the backstop, allowing Rodiger to move up to third. Three and 0 the count. Called strike on the 3-0 pitch. Klemper taking all the way. And now she has the ideal hitter's count at 3-1. Called strike 2 over the inside corner. Nice location from Lenz on the delivery. The pitch. Klemper slaps that one down the left field line, but just foul. A 2-out, 2 RBI double for Klemper as she smoked that ball into the left center field gap. Rodiger comes in to score. Franklin up to a 4-1 lead as Sydney Bostic gets set to come to the plate.
Left fielder, number 5, Sydney Bostic. That was bad. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sydney. That will never happen again.
Bostic 1 for 1 in the game, a perfect 5 for 5 at the plate today as she fouls the first pitch back. Coming into this game, Bostic up to a .543 batting average on the season. 19 hits and 35 at bats with 11 runs knocked in. The 0-1 pitch is over the outside corner for a called strike 2. Lenz ahead of Bostic 0-2. With 2 outs in the inning, 2 runs already in. Bostic smokes that one foul down the left field line to stay alive in the count. Lenz has the sign in the 0-2. Pitch taken high from Bostic for ball 1. off-speed pitch that looked awfully hard to lay off of. One-two pitches off the outside corner for ball 2. Bostic drills that ball into left field, a base hit. Klemper around third, she will score. Sydney Bostic now 6 for 6 this afternoon, and the lead for the Grizzlies is up to 5-1.
Catcher, number 20, Genesis Munoz.
So Genesis Munoz will step in. Munoz 0 for 1 in game number 2, but did have 3 hits and knocked in a pair of runs in the opener. First pitch is over the outside corner, called strike 1. Munoz swings and pops that one up into center field. Broderick underneath it, turns the glove over, makes the basket catch for out number 3. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, 1 left on base. To the 3rd inning we go. Franklin leads Olivet 5-1. You are watching Franklin College Softball on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. Back for the top half of the 3rd inning, and Elena McCormick stands in for Olivet. McCormick in search of her first hit of the season. She's ahead in the count 0-1 as Savannah Shady back out for inning number 3 of work. Second pitch is high for ball 2. Pitch is swatted foul down the third base side, right in front of the Franklin dugout. 2-1 the count. To McCormick, the number 9 hitter in the Olivet lineup in game 2. Pitch, she bunts it down to third base. Bond up with it. The throw was low. Plymale able to scoop it, but that's going to go down as a bunt hit from McCormick. Her first base hit of the year. And the Comets have the leadoff hitter on.
Third baseman, number 4, Summer Smith.
Back to the top of the order, and Summer Smith. First pitch is over the outside corner, called strike as Shady gets ahead in the count. Smith squares the bunt, pulls back for a pitch that just missed off the outside corner. 1-1 the count, nobody down. Top half of the third inning, Franklin holding a 5-1 lead. Smith gets a piece of that one and fouls it out of play. A swing and a miss as Smith waves at a pitch down low. Second strikeout of the game for Shady, and out number 1 in the inning.
Number 22, Brady Broderick.
So Broderick stands in. She walked in her first trip to the plate and was cut down trying to steal second later in the inning. First pitch is a swinging strike as Broderick couldn't get the bunt down. Franklin's defense expecting a sacrifice bunt attempt as both Bond and Plymale charged in from the corners. The 0-1 pitch is just outside for ball 1. Count runs even, 1-1 for Brielle Broderick. Another pitch that just misses on the outside corner, 2-1 the count now. Broderick swings and fouls that one away. Count even now at 2-2 to the Olivet center fielder. Another pitch that Broderick tries to spray down into the right field corner, but it goes foul. Two and two, one down here in the top half of the third inning. Pitch from Shady is high and inside to Broderick. And the count runs full. On the ground to second, Wallace on the backhand makes the grab, flips it over to Crockett, who gets the out, but her throw down to first for the double play goes awry. So you charge that as a throwing error to Shelby Crockett. And that allows Broderick to move up to second base, and with 2 away.
Second baseman, number 8, Aaron Brady.
And Aaron Brady standing in. Aaron Brady takes the first pitch she sees and smacks it into the left field corner for a double that brings in Broderick and gives Olivet their second run of the game. Jessica Barnes will stand in at the plate. Barnes 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first inning. She takes the first pitch outside from Shady for ball 1. One 0 pitch is high for ball 2. Another pitch just off the outside corner for ball 3. And a 4-pitch walk for Jessica Barnes has runners at first and second, 2 down, and the tying run coming to the plate in the form of Meredith Morrell. Morrell 1 for 1. She had a single in her first trip to the plate. First pitch is outside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch is on the outside corner, called strike 1. Nice location from Shady on that 1-0 pitch. The 1-1 pitch just missed the outside corner. Count now 2-1 to the Comets designated player Morrell. Morrell swings and sends that one back up the middle, a base hit. Rodiger up with it. She's coming home with it, and the throw is offline. A run scores, and the Comets have cut the deficit down to 2. Now Katie Lenz stands in for the Comets. Runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the inning. Olivet stringing together a little bit of a 2-out rally. So 1-0 pitch from Shady to Lenz is right down the pipe for called strike 1. Lenz swings at a high fastball and fouls it back to the screen. One and 2 the count. Let's see if Shady can get out of this inning without any more damage allowed. Lenz pops that one up to third. Bond backs up a couple of steps, squeezes the glove on it for out number 3. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, 2 left on base for Olivet in the inning. We go to the bottom of the third at Barron's Field. Franklin leads Olivet 5-3. You are watching Franklin College softball on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. Thomas stands in to lead off the bottom half of the third inning for the Grizzlies. Thomas with a big 2-run double in her first trip to the plate. Looking to get the third inning started off on the right foot. Takes a called strike down the middle from Lenz for the 0-1 count. Lenz 37 pitches through the first 2 innings, misses down low for ball 1. Thomas reaches out and punches that one back up the middle, but Lenz makes a nice play and fires it over to first for out number 1.
Second baseman, number 12, Molly Wallace.
Molly Wallace steps in, looking for her first hit of game 2. First pitch on the way to Wallace, taken outside for ball 1. One-oh pitch to Wallace, misses high for ball 2. Wallace, a .273 hitter coming into game 2 with 4 RBIs, now tied for the team lead in doubles with Sydney Bostic with 6. Wallace swings and drives that one into deep left center field. Back at the wall, it's gone! First career home run for Molly Wallace. And the Grizzlies restore a 3-run lead. It is 6-3. Somebody go out behind the fence in left center field and grab that ball. Give that young woman a souvenir for her first career long ball. It's the first home run of the year for the Grizzlies. And it will bring Michaela Plymail to the dish with 1 away here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
First baseman, number 6, Michaela Plymail.
First pitch to Plymail is a called strike. The 0-1 pitch is an off-speed delivery from Lenz that finds its way over the heart of the plate for strike two. Lenz out in front of Plymale, 0-2. Plymale fights one off on the 0-2 pitch to stay alive in the at-bat. The 0-2 pitch to Plymale high for ball one. Plymale hits that one on the ground, back up the middle for a base hit. A nice piece of hitting by the senior first baseman as she snuck that one right under Katie Lenz's glove in the circle. First hit of the day for Plymale, and it will bring Kennedy Bond to the plate. Bond 1 for 1. She smoked a double into the right center field gap in her first trip to the plate. Bond cracks that ball foul down the right field line. Bond has made some really nice contact at the plate today, putting the barrel on quite a few pitches. Bond swings and drives that one into right field, a base hit. Back-to-back singles from the Grizzlies with one out in the inning. Brings Shelby Crockett to the plate.
Shortstop, number 13, Shelby Crockett.
Crockett smokes the first pitch she sees past a diving Barnes at short. Plymale around third. She will score. That's an RBI single. For Shelby Crockett. Now 7-3 in the ball game. And back to the top of the order with Sydney Rodiger coming to the plate.
Center fielder, number 7, Sydney Rodiger.
Pitch low and in the dirt. Nice block behind the plate by McCormick to keep those runners right where they are. Rodiger takes the 1-0 pitch just outside for ball two. The 2-0 pitch, an off-speed delivery from Lenz that finds its way over the heart of the plate for called strike one. 2-1 pitch is high, and it gets away from McCormick behind the plate. It's a wild pitch that will allow both runners to move up. Roddiger swings and misses at an off-speed delivery that gets away to the backstop. Bond comes in to score. And Crockett moves up to third on the play. A full count to Sidney Roddiger with one away here in the top half, or in the bottom half of the third inning. 3 runs already in the frame for the Grizzlies. Roddiger swings and hits that one into center field. Broderick camps out underneath it, makes the grab. Crockett tags and will score from third. Sacrifice fly for Sidney Roddiger, her 4th RBI of the season, and the Grizzlies in front 9-3 with 2 away here in the bottom half of the third. Annie Klemper steps in, 1 for 2 with an RBI here in game number 2. That pitch outside for ball 1. Klemper takes high for ball 2. Now 3-0 as Lenz misses high with a fastball delivery. Klemper gets the green light on 3-0 and smacks it back up the middle for a base hit. Second hit of game number 2 for Annie Klemper. And that'll bring Sydney Bostic to the plate.
Number 5, Sydney Bostic.
Bostic 2 for 2 with an RBI here in game number 2. And a pitch that's low and in the dirt. It gets by McCormick. It allows Annie Klemper to move up to second base, get her in scoring position. The 1-0 pitch to Bostic after a meeting in the circle is high for ball 2. 2-0 pitch from Bostic taken over the inside corner for strike one. Bostic swings and hits that one on the ground to third. Smith up with it. The throw is in the dirt, and it's going to be... Bostic's going to be safe over at third, or excuse me, over at first. It'll go down as a throwing error on Smith, and that keeps this inning alive.
Catcher, number 20.
Genesis Munoz stands in and takes ball one high. 2 away here in the bottom half of the third inning. 2 runners on, 2 outs for Franklin. Pitch from Lenz is high to Munoz. 2-0 to the Franklin catcher. Munoz swings and smokes that one into deep center field. That gets over Broderick's head and up against the wall. Klemper is in to score. Munoz is into second with a double. Bostic around third. She will score. The throw gets back to the backstop. Munoz advances to third. A 2-run double for Genesis Munoz. And make it a 6-run inning for the Grizzlies.
Pitching, number 32, Sam Cornelius.
Sam Cornelius grabs a bat and steps into the batter's box. Cornelius 5 at-bats so far this year, still looking for her first hit. As she swings at the first pitch she sees and hits it on the ground to short. Across the diamond, the throw is in the dirt and it gets by. Over at first, so it won't go down as a hit, but it will bring a run in. Looks like we're going to have another pinch hitter with Molly Wallace due up. And it's going to be Game 1 starting pitcher Stephanie Kleber grabbing a bat and heading into the box. We got a timeout on the infield with the Olivet infield meeting in the circle. We're going to take a quick step aside. We will be right back. First pitch to Stephanie Kleber is outside for ball one. Kleber, 9 plate appearances so far this year for the Grizzlies. 1 hit in those 9 appearances. The 1-0 pitch is tapped on the ground to third. Smith comes up with it, fires it across the diamond for out number 3. But a big inning for Franklin as they put 7 runs on the board. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Grizzlies lead the Comets 12-3. You are watching Franklin College Softball on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. Back for the top of the 4th inning, and we've got a whole slew of substitutions for the Grizzlies. Delaney Gorley takes over in the circle for Franklin, closing the book on Savannah Shady's afternoon in the circle. Rayanne Brinker is your new left fielder, taking over for Sydney Bostic. Stephanie Kleber stays in the game at second base. Molly Wallace will head to the bench. Raven McLaren is your new third baseman, taking over for Kennedy Bond. And out in right field is Ariana Wagner, taking over for Annie Klemper. Taking a look at the numbers for Delaney Gorley, 5 appearances this season, 2 starts, 3 appearances out of the bullpen, a 1-2 record with 1 save and 13 1/3 innings pitched. As her first delivery to Amber Trudeau is called a ball. 1-0 the count. Second pitch is high. Still a really damp afternoon out there, as there's been a consistent mist of rain. Out on the field. 2-0 pitch is fouled back. The 2-1 pitch is just inside to Trudeau, now 3-1. And that's ball 4 as Trudeau draws a leadoff walk.
First baseman, number 3, Lily Perrin.
So it'll bring first baseman Lily Perron to the plate. Perron 0 for 1 here in game number 2. She squares and gets the bunt down. McLaren scoops it up, fires it over to Kleber at first base covering. Score that 5-4 on the sacrifice bunt. The runner moves up. 1 away here in the top half of the 4th inning. Stands in with 1 away here in the inning. McCormick 1 for 1, recording her first base hit of the year in her last trip to the plate. Takes the first pitch on the outside corner, called strike. 0-1 the count. Another pitch right over the outside corner from Gorley. She's ahead in the count, 0-2. To the Comets catcher and 9-hitter. A swing and a miss as McCormick tried to swat at that one, but comes up empty. First strikeout of the day for Gorley. 2 away in the inning. A swing and a miss from Summer Smith. Has Gorley ahead in the count, 1-0 or 0-1. Another called strike. Gorley working the corners masterfully here in this half of the 4th inning. 0-2 the count. Pitch just outside. Smith stays alive in the count, 1-2. swing and a miss as Gorley gets Smith waving at the third strike, her second of the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, one left for Olivet in the fourth. We go to the bottom of the inning. Franklin leads Olivet 12-3. You are watching Franklin College Softball on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. Michaela Plymale pops up the first pitch of the inning, right into the glove of Perron, who is charging in from first base. One pitch, one out, here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Excuse me, the bottom of the fourth inning. Raven McLaren steps up for her first at-bat of game number 2. She takes a first pitch up in the zone for ball number 1. One 1-0 pitch from McLaren taken high for ball number 2. McLaren swings and misses through an off-speed pitch from Lenz. 2-1 the count to the new third baseman for the Grizzlies. 2-1 pitch taken low and inside for ball number 3. McLaren takes a pitch just outside, ball number 4. Franklin with the leadoff runner on. And we will have a pinch hitter. Katie Moore grabs a bat. She'll stand in for Shelby Crockett. had a single in her first plate appearance of the day, the first career hit of her career.
15, Katie Moore.
McLaren over on first, one away in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch gets all the way to the backstop. McCormick can't come up with it, and McLaren scoots down to second base on the wild pitch. Looks like we're going to have a couple defensive substitutions for Olivet. We'll take a quick step aside while we figure out what those are. You're watching Franklin College Softball on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. We're all set with defensive substitutions for Olivet as Katie Moore fouls off the 1-0 pitch. 1-1 the count. The 1-1 pitch. Moore hits it back to Lenz in the circle. She turns around, fires to Trudeau, now over at first base for out number 2. Raven McLaren moves up to third base on the play.
Number 7, Sydney Rodiger.
So Sydney Rodiger will stand in for the Grizzlies. Rodiger 0 for 2 with an RBI in game number 2. First pitch is a called strike over the outside corner. That pitch is high and inside and nearly got Rodiger on the shoulder. Instead, the count goes to 1-1. A 1-1 pitch from Lenz is taken low for ball 2. Rodiger swings at the 2-1 pitch and drives that one into the left field corner. It gets down and up against the wall. She'll coast into second base with a 2-out double. McLaren scores from third. And the Grizzlies lead balloons to double digits with 2 down in the bottom half of the 4th inning.
Left fielder, number 1, Rhiann Brinker.
So Rhiann Brinker stands in. Brinker making her first plate appearance of the day. She did come in as a pinch runner in game number 1. Takes the 1-0 pitch down the middle for a called strike. Brinker swings and misses at the 1-1 pitch, but Rodiger able to take off and take third as Smith over at third base was charging in, preparing for the slap hit. The 1-2 pitch is just off the outside corner of the plate. Brinker pokes that one foul down the third base side. Brinker swings and misses that one in the dirt. gets picked up by Brady behind the plate. She fires down to first base for out number 3. Another run comes in for the Grizzlies in the inning. They take a 10-run lead into the top half of the 5th. We will be right back. You are watching Franklin College Softball on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. The first pitch of the top of the 5th inning is a called strike from Gorley to Broderick. Broderick squares to bunt on the 0-1 pitch and takes high for ball 1. Shelby Crockett back in the game at shortstop for the Grizzlies. The only defensive substitution after that last inning. Broderick hits that one on the ground to McLaren at third. She fires it across the diamond to the waiting Michaela Plymale for out number 1.
Number 8, Aaron Brady.
Aaron Brady now doing the catching for Olivet. Stands in at the dish. Brady 1 for 1 with an RBI here in game number 2. First pitch from Gorley is inside for ball number 1. The 0-1 pitch from Gorley is roped into left field for a base hit for Brady. Her second of the ball game.
Shortstop number 33, Jessica
That'll bring Jessica Barnes up to the plate. Barnes, the shortstop here in game number 2, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. In this, her 3rd trip to the plate. First pitch is hit on the ground to Gorley. She takes a look at second, but elects to go over to Plymale at first for out number 2.
Second base, number 15, Meredith Morrell.
Meredith Morrell started the game as a designated player, now playing second base. 2 for 2 with an RBI here in the second contest. She fouls the first pitch from Gorley back. The 1-0 pitch is called a ball. Morrell able to hold up her swing. The 1-1 pitch gets away from Munoz in the dirt. That allows Brady to move up to third base. hits it on the ground to McLaren. Over at third, she flings it across the diamond to Michaela Plymale for out number 3. And that is going to do it for Game 2 here at Barron's Field. The Grizzlies finish off a sweep of Olivet, taking Game 2 13-3. Final line for Olivet: 3 runs on 5 hits with 4 errors. Franklin, 13 runs, 12 hits, 1 error in the ball game. The winning pitcher for the Grizzlies recording her first career victory, Savannah Shady. 3 runs allowed on 4 hits over 3 innings of work for Shady. Delaney Gorley finished things off, tossing the final 2 innings in the circle. Thank you for watching this presentation of Franklin College Softball on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. We'll be back here at Barron's Field next on April 6th when Franklin hosts Hanover in the first HCAC home games of the season. I am Ryan Thomas saying thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.